Hi everyone. In this class, we'll discuss about the concept of employee termination. Employee termination is important, which has an impact on integrity of information stored in the cloud environment. If you observe the employees that they are working in an organization, they use it to access the data regarding the organization. And in that scenario, once the employee is terminated, then he can copy the data or transfer the data to the other members or the other locations so that the integrity of the information regarding the organization will have an impact. Typically, there are two types of terminations. One is friendly termination and another one is unfriendly termination. Friendly termination means once the employee got promotion, then once the employee is moving from one branch office to another branch office on promotion, or the employee is moving from one organization to another organization, the employee access controls must be terminated to protect the organizational data. Friendly termination should be accomplished by implementing a standard set of procedures for outgoing or transferring employee. Every organization has to frame certain rules and regulations for terminating an employee. The removal of access privileges, computer accounts, and authentication tokens. Every employee in an organization will use the system. Through that system, he will access the databases of concerned organization where he can access different sorts of data. Further, the user will be given certain privileges. Once the employee is terminated, the privileges has to be removed and the computer accounts has to be blocked and user employee authentications must be denied so that the user will not access any data regarding that organization once he is terminated. In a friendly termination, once the employee is terminated in the middle of the month, he will not be relieved from his duties. He used to work within that organization for another more number of days. That depends upon the organization. At that time, the continuing responsibilities of the terminated employee must be taken into consideration, where the privacy of that employee has to be considered, and the confidential information that the employee is accessing must be denied. The organization properties like laptops and other equipment or the other devices that are given to that employee must be taken back by the organization, and the terminated employee can only access the basic information which is not having any importance, but the confidential information must not be given access to that employee and the privileges has to be denied. Employees who are working in the organization, once they have to access the secret information or the confidential information or the transfer of information from one location to another location, that can be done in an encrypted manner. Once the encrypted data has to be transferred, they need some keys. Every organization will allocate the keys to an employee to transfer the data in a secured manner. Once the employee is terminated, that keys has to be taken back from an employee by the organization. Now coming to the unfriendly termination means the organization will terminate an employee due to the misbehavior or due to frauds that the employee has been done in the organization. There are so many other reasons that the employee can be terminated. In that case, the system access must be immediately blocked so that the employee will not do any harm to the data that exists within the organization. When an employee resigns or he is terminated in an unfriendly terms, the system access should be immediately terminated. A notice period must be given to restrict the employee not to access or not to do any functions within the organization. The physical removal from the offices may be necessary so that he come to an organization and sit in a certain location, but he will not be given any access on the computer systems or the servers. With that, we have completed the employee termination. In the next class, we'll discuss about the security awareness, training, and education that can be given to an employees in an organization about the secured maintenance of